Hello, hello, everyone. Who all do we have? Michelle is here, and Jaja is here, and Ida, and Suzanne, and Christy, and Donna, and Trish, and Rebecca. Hello, Raquel. How was y'all's week? Did you guys have a good weekend? I did a whole lot of filming. Hello, Stacy. Hello, Ellen from Canada. Hey, Sally. Hello, Claire. Marilyn. Whew, we got a full house this evening, don't we? Sally says that she can't stay long. Well, we appreciate you coming and joining us for however long you can. Whew. I had a very busy weekend. I filmed all weekend long. Raquel said she went to the Jacksonville Zoo this weekend for both days. Jacksonville, Florida? If so, I was just there, not at the zoo, but in Jacksonville, Florida. Jaja's cat is invading her private space. Hello, Sharon. Welcome to the chat. Sally said the weather was pretty gross all weekend, so she stayed in and worked on her blurred line sweater. Oh, it's always a good reason, you know, when the weather is yucky to just stay at home and work on crafting. At least for me it is. But then again, I find any reason to stay at home and crochet. One more. Why is my phone buzzing at me? It shouldn't be. Whew. So y'all, I noticed today, I went to go, those of you who are in the It's Crochet O'Clock Facebook group, you already know this probably if you saw the post. But I noticed that the price of Paintbox has gone up. And I'm quite bummed about it, because it wasn't just a little price increase. It increased in the US by 31 cents. That's a big price increase. Jaja has 6 rows left of the Cosmic Cowl. Way to go, you. So I'm kind of bummed about the price increase, and I'm not quite certain why there was such a large price increase, because that's a pretty hefty price increase. I don't know. It's still my favorite acrylic yarn, but I don't know how I feel about it now. Price-wise, that is. So I'm a little bit bummed about that, because now it's an even $3 for one ball of DK or Aran weight Paintbox. But, you know, they do have sales quite frequently, so there is that. Ida is working on a cabled hat from Happily Hooked magazine. That sounds like fun. Especially since there's nowhere, yeah, you can't get it anywhere else except for Love Crochet or Love Knitting. You know what I didn't do? I didn't check the Love Knitting website to see if the pricing, I imagine that it's probably going to be, but I didn't check to see if the price increase happened on the Love Knitting website as well. Sharon said, I'm doing the Elements Cowl at the moment on round 3. That's a pretty crochet along. It's a very pretty blanket. Marilyn said, I noticed it as well. I started picking my color palette for Sophie's Universe, and the next day the DK was increased by 30 cents. I bought a bunch just to get a volume discount. Yep, Marilyn said it's the same price on both. She checked. Becky is sewing together a summer breeze top. That sounds fun. Loads of fun. Oh, Marilyn said Sophie's Choice, not a Sophie's Universe. I'm sorry. I'm so used to saying Sophie's Universe. Ellen is working on a skirt, a pineapple design, and 2 more Arizona blankets. Go you! Hello, Angie. Welcome to the chat. Well, I was working on squares for the Friends Around the World 3 crochet along that will be coming soon, hopefully. So that is what I was doing. I was filming and editing. And I still have 2 more videos to film, and then I have a bunch more patterns coming to me, so I'll have to do it all over again. But that's what I do. Jaja says, once I get my crochet out, the cat knows what to do. I have my cat trained that whenever he sees yarn come out, he's gotten swatted at so many times because he likes to chew my yarn in half that he's finally learned to just stay away from me when I have the yarn out. But as soon as I set it down, then he's right in my face. Hello, Charlene. Raquel said, I'm working on washcloths and dish towels for my daughter's birthday. Oh, that's fun. That's nice. And Jaja can't crochet because her cat's purring in her face. Gloria said, wow, just finished my 96th granny square. I'm working on a jacket now to start whipping. 96 granny squares? Lord have mercy. Goodbye, Ellen. Thanks for dropping in. Speaking of granny squares, y'all don't forget that tomorrow is Granny Square Day on Instagram. So if you have an Instagram, make sure that you are posting granny squares on Instagram tomorrow. Hello, Leanne. 96 granny squares, that's dedication. Hello, Marianne. Oh. Ellen said I put yarn in clear hamster balls, really annoys the cats. Oh my goodness. I don't even know what my little Roscoe would do with that. Have mercy. He's such a curious cat. I've never had a cat with as much personality as he has, and he's needy. He's so needy. Claire said, I have someone who has recently purchased Paintbox. She is going to compare prices, but she can't get on the site at the moment. Compare prices to what? I just did a video a couple weeks ago comparing the prices of Paintbox. I mean, obviously you have to add 31 cents to it now, but I was just comparing the prices to a bunch of other brands. I compared it to Red Heart Super Saver. I compared it to Karen Simply Soft and Style Craft. And Style Craft, if you break it down by the yard, and if you buy it from Wool Warehouse, because that's where I got my numbers from Style Craft, if you break it down by the yard, Style Craft is actually, for me, what I can purchase Red Heart Super Saver for at my Walmart. It's the exact same price per yard to buy Style Craft. Most people don't realize that because they don't look at it that way. But that's how I look at it. Sally said my cat doesn't do anything with my yarn. He knows if I'm crocheting. He doesn't jump up on my lap. That's the way Roscoe has gotten now. He just turned 2 this month. No, the last week of July. He turned 2. And it took him a while. to get used to it, but he finally learned. Hello, Kim Nelson. Ugh. I have a slight headache, so if I'm squinting just a little bit more than normal, I'm not losing my sight. I just have a slight headache, and these lights are really bright. May the granny squares be with you guys. That's no joke. I'm very excited to see all of the granny squares tomorrow on Instagram. It's okay. It's just a little allergy headache because I was outside a lot today and the wind blows here very, very frequently because there's nothing to break it. So the dust is always blowing and ugh. It's just part of life around here. Gloria said, yes, wanted to say, Steph, I began my Granny Squares project from your live chat last week. Thank you so much. Are you the one? Let me scroll up. Are you the one that made 96 Granny Squares? Hold on. You made 96 Granny Squares in 1 week? You're a hero. Somebody get that woman a medal. Have mercy. Lord. Did you eat? Did you sleep? Hello, Freaky Geek. Whew. You didn't miss out on much. We were talking about the price increase of Paintbox yarns that has just happened in the last week. We're all rather confused about it. 31-cent price hike on Paintbox yarns. And we're talking about the Granny Square Day, which is tomorrow. If you have Instagram, everybody's flooding Instagram tomorrow with Granny Squares. And how Gloria, since Tuesday of last week, has made 96 Granny Squares. Gloria said, I'm homebound, so no real breaks. Sleep if I could stop counting. Bless your heart. Kim Nelson said, today in Australia is the 15th, so it's the Granny Square flood on it. Oh, right. Are there lots already on there? I haven't even looked. That didn't even dawn on me. Hello, Melody. Welcome. Oh, freaky. If I'm only doing 1 square a day, how big are they? What do you mean 1 square a day? I think that, no, tomorrow is just Granny Square Day for everyone to post pictures of their Granny Squares on Instagram. Not make a Granny Square Day. It's just flood Instagram with pictures of Granny Squares. Whew. Kim Nelson said, wow, 96 grannies are great. I've made 24 grannies, 12 square and 12 circles, 2 squares. Wow. Hello, Jew. Freaky said I read the title wrong. That's okay. I just still bugged that I cut my yarn rather than carrying up. I'm sorry. It's not natural for me to change colors in that way. Alexa said, how long have you been crocheting? I'm only 16 and I've been crocheting since I was 12. I learned how to crochet very, very basic things. You know, like coasters and washcloths and things like that when I was 11. and I didn't pick it back up until my 20s. So I would say that I've been crocheting pretty steady for 20 years, you know, somewhere around there. I can't pinpoint exactly when, but somewhere around there. Sharon said, what's the colored wool you're using? It's pretty. This is actually Red Heart Super Saver, and it is in the colorway, the colored one is in the colorway Wildflower. Claire said, so Paintbox that she has been buying has gone up 20 cents a ball to $3.63 Australian, but she says with free shipping and orders over $150 gets 15% discount, so she says it's worth it. I mean, Paintbox is still worth it, and even for it increasing 31 cents over here in the United States, I still think that it's worth it. I was working all last week because I'm filming the tutorials for the new crochet along in Paintbox. So I was working with it all last week, and it's absolutely a dream to work with. Still my favorite acrylic yarn. I was just taken back, one, with there being a price increase altogether and the price increase being 31 cents. I was just taken back with it. I still think that it's worth it. Alexa said, I hope I find time to continue crocheting the rest of my life. You know what? My aunt just told me a couple weeks ago that we find time for what is important to us. So if crochet is important to you, then you will find time for it. Bye, Sally. Have a great day. Let me scroll up. I think I missed a question up here. Oh, they were asking Alexa what her favorite crochet project was to make. I always find time to crochet. But then again, if I don't crochet, I get super, super cranky because it's like a release of all of my tension for me. So if I don't crochet and work out my stress and the tension that's going on in me, I'm a bear and nobody wants to be around me. Leanne said, by the way, I loved your knit crate opening, great value and very tempted. You know, the thing that I like about Knit Crate is it's free shipping worldwide. So, you know, like with lovecrochet.com, you know, in the United States, if you order over $60 worth of yarn, you get free shipping. But in New Zealand and Australia, it has to be over $100. And then in the UK, it's a different amount. With Knit Crate, it's free shipping worldwide. Doesn't matter where you live, which is great. Hello, Daigo. Ida said, I wish Knit Crate offered a wool-free box. I'm allergic to wool. You know, Ida, it's probably, honest to goodness, it's probably not going to be something for you because I've been getting it. How many months now have I, and am I up to 6 months? I might be up to 5 months of getting it. And there's been wool of some percentage in every single hank that I've gotten. I can't remember not getting wool to some degree. So it's probably not going to be one for you. Raquel says her hubby says if I don't crochet, I get crow-hangry. I know those feelings. Claire said the prices go up and down abruptly at times because of currency exchange rates. Do you think that that is that big of an exchange rate? I mean, that's a big jump. Sharon said, I clicked on the link for Knit Crate, but I didn't get the offer for $5 for the other box. Sharon, do you have a pop-up blocker? Because it's actually a pop-up window that pops up on the screen. So if you have a pop-up blocker on your browser, then you wouldn't see it. I probably should have mentioned that. That's my fault. Hello, Kim! Wednesdays are really, really bad for Kim over in Australia. So I'm very thankful that she could pop in and say hi. Kim Nelson said that she just searched Instagram for the Granny Square Day 2018 tag, and there's just under 400 grannies at the moment. Woo! Well, I hope we can get that number going up. I'll post mine later, maybe. I gotta weave in some of these ends, because I'm gonna post pictures of these. But I gotta weave in some of these ends first before I take pictures. 'Cause mercy. Raquel said, I jumped on the Knit Crate bandwagon after your video. It shipped yesterday and I'm patiently waiting for the mailman. It's really exciting when you know that they're coming. You'll have to post a picture in the group and show us what colorway you get, because I think that there's normally like 4 different colorways that you can get. So I'm excited to see what the other ones look like. Freaky said, are all of them grannies or great grannies? Kim said, I finally finished weaving in all the ends of my blanket I was working on. Go you! Holy cow, that was bless your heart. That took you a week, didn't it? Trish said, I also jumped on the Knit Crate offer yesterday, so excited. I'm excited for you. I really think that you're going to like it. I'm not a fan of most of the patterns that come in subscription boxes. So what I do is I hold on to the yarn that I really, really like, and then I go hunting for a pattern that will use that much yardage. That's what I do with them. But Kim said it's a surprise present, so I can't post pictures yet. Ooh, that's fun. Did you crochet the Fiberific Ninja on a Grafgan for Chantel? I mean, you don't have to tell me because it's a surprise. I'm just saying that would be really cool. Let's see, Alexa said, what would you make with this month's Knit Crate? I am having the same problems with finding a pattern for them. I haven't looked yet. I have not looked yet for, oh, and I already put the yarn away. I haven't looked yet to try and see if I can find something that's drawing my eye to it. But it would probably be, because it's a fingering weight yarn, it'll probably be like a lacy poncho type cover-up type thing, a real lacy, real delicate poncho type thing, because I like those. I wear those a lot. Kim said, I have to go buy some stuff for my son's Scouts bake sale, but not the same stuff I donated to the sale. Oh, well, that's fun. Kim said, I keep threatening her with getting a tattoo of the Yarn Ninja. I think it was part of the reason she got the stamp less permanent. The Fiberific Yarn Ninja is super cool, though. Daiko is she is just producing all kinds of minions. She's just crocheting minions left and right. Kim Nelson said, I also checked out the Knit Crate $5 double box special. It worked out to be just over 40 Australian after the currency conversion. That's still a good price for 4 hanks of yarn. That's a really good price. Why is my nose? I'm sorry. I'm having really bad issues with my allergies today. I feel like my eyes are all puffy. My nose is itching. I have a headache. Mercy. But I do think that that's a really good price for the yarns. And they're decent quality yarns. It's not trash yarns, you know what I'm saying? Ida said, "You're just a hot mess." I love you too, Ida. Though I am a hot mess. Kim said, "I like the Fiberific Mystery Lace Club. It comes with a pattern and enough yarn to make it so you don't have to work out how much and what to use it for. I'm not big on having to decide." I really like the Fiberific Mystery Lace Club, but it's with all of the shipping and all of that stuff, I just can't. I wish that I could. I just can't bring myself to do it. But for you Aussies, I think it's great, and I would love to get Chantel's hand-dyed yarn every month. Would love it. I just said with love. Becky said, "I'm also allergic to wool, so I can't get Knit Crate. Is there another box subscription that you can choose the yarn fiber?" I do not know of any yarn subscription box where you can choose the fiber that you get. That would be cool if you could, but I don't know of any subscription box where you can do that. I do know that the artesian crates, they get different blends of yarn in them, but the one artesian crate that I got, it was still wool that was in it. I'm sorry, I know it's really super tough whenever you're allergic to wool, but you know what? I will talk to Chantel, and if Chantel decides to expand her Mystery Lace Club and do anything else with her Mystery Lace Club, maybe that's something that she will take into consideration. Goodbye, Kim. I'll see you tomorrow. Or at least voice the concern to her. She's Australian, and I don't know where you live, Becky. But, you know, she makes beautiful yarns. So it would be worth it. I think so. All we can do is ask. Kim Nelson said, "I don't get the Knit Crate as I already get an Australian Crate Crochet subscription box. Have you heard of it? Would that be the Mystery Lace Club?" Yes, I have heard of the Mystery Lace Club. Not that I knit, so the pattern wouldn't do me any good. But the yarn, I would love to have her yarn. It would be such a treat every month to get Chantel yarn. So jealous of you Aussies. But it turns out to be really, really expensive for us in the US. I think it comes to like $80 or something like that with the shipping and all of that. Such a bummer. Where's my next thing? Daiko is just a minion. She has been crocheting minions left and right. She's addicted, y'all. She's got a problem. We're going to have to form an intervention soon. Her house is going to be run over with crocheted minions. Are you crocheting them for gifts, Daiko? I forget what you said. Lordy, there's a lot of them. But I think that that happens to a lot of people, because I hear a lot of people talking when they first get into making the plushies and things like that, that they end up getting addicted to it. I saw someone, what was that that dragon that Hooked on Sunshine put out? Do you guys know the dragon that I'm talking about? There was some woman the other day, she's on like her 5th one. She's made 5 of them. I just said I remember Marley Bird having an unboxing of a yarn box, and it had a wool-free version. I don't remember what the name was. It was a couple months ago. I'll have to go back and look again. Oh, that would be good, Ida. If you can find that, that would be really helpful. Orbit! That was the little dragon's name, Orbit. Yeah, that woman's made like 5 orbits already. She's completely addicted. Oh, Leanne said, as you mentioned, Chantel's is a knit lace club. Kim and I do a crate crochet, different supplier, not Fiberifics. Oh, okay. Oh, and then Kim said it too. I'm sorry, Kim, I missed your message. You get to choose your colorway, but not the fiber. Well, that's different. Do you register the month before or something and tell them what colorway you want? I wonder how they do that with purchasing beforehand. Or is it like a small indie dyer like Chantel that does the box? Interesting. We're learning about subscription boxes. On the other side of the pond. There was something that I wanted to talk to you guys about today, and now for the life of me, I can't remember what it was, so it couldn't have been too important, huh? Oh, I know what it was. You know, you think Stylecraft is soft yarn. When you're working with it, you're like, okay, this is soft. And if you're working with it and you've been working with something like Red Heart Super Saver, you're like, whew, this is really soft. But let me tell you, before I film tutorials for things, I always work up the pattern first, because I believe that I should know what I'm doing before I go and try to film it. So for these squares for this crochet along that is coming up, my mock-up that I'm working up first, I'm working up in Stylecraft because I have more of that here than I actually have of Paintbox. So I worked all the squares up in Stylecraft first, and then I went to filming in Paintbox. When you hold those squares together, Stylecraft feels like sandpaper, and I am not joking. I've never done it before. I've never, like, at the same time held something in my hand. Like when I did Arizona, when I did my mock-up of Arizona, I did it in Paintbox, and then I filmed in Stylecraft. And I never held them both at the same time, but I was picking up the squares and I was moving them so you guys wouldn't see them blocking out on the bed behind me. And I went, oh God. It literally feels like sandpaper next to Paintbox. I was so shocked. Shasha said, yay, my cat left, I can crochet. I'm so glad that I'm not the only one that just stops whatever I'm doing because my cat is demanding love of me. I don't care what I'm doing. Like, if he starts weaving in between my legs and I'm trying to, like, start dinner or something, I'll just put dinner on pause and stop and love on him. Because that's the kind of person that I am. Whew. I wish I could show you guys these squares. They're so pretty. I hate that I have to wait. Whew. Are you guys crafting? Welcome back, Freaky Geek. Whew. My back kind of hurts from filming because the way that I have to sit to film, and I filmed so much. I think it takes, I timed it, and it takes between 8 and 9 hours to film one square. And I filmed 4 squares this weekend. So the way that I have to sit to be able to film so everybody can see, it's not that it's uncomfortable, but I didn't realize that I guess I put like a crook in my back or something, because Catherine just put her hand against my back. It wasn't even hard. I think she was like walking around the fridge, and I was standing in front of the fridge, and she put her hand on my back so I would know that she was there, and I about jumped out of my skin. Ooh, good night, Sharon. Thank you for dropping in while you could. I'm jealous. She's in Scotland. I want to be in Scotland. I want to go back to Scotland. I love it. I think it's so beautiful there. Freaky. Freaky, so cheeky. If you guys are new to the live chats, let me introduce you to Freaky, who will find sarcasm in every word that you say. Aw, Leanna's still working on her granddaughter's unicorn blanket. You know, those are popping back up. I keep seeing them on my news feed. Everybody's making them. Oh, y'all, I was triggered. I was triggered. For those of you who have been with me from the beginning of It's Crochet O'Clock, you know that I hate it when people say that puff stitches and bobbles and popcorn stitches are all the same stitch. Lord have mercy. There was like 20 people in one thread that all said that they were all the same. I about came unglued. I didn't, but I about did. Kim said, yes, they ask you a month or more before, and you put in an order through a shop as a 0 purchase, and you get your request. They put the unordered colorway in their shop. Not every month you choose. Well, that's neat. Charlene said, I just finished frogging the border of my squares blanket because I put one of the diamond squares sideways. Oh, no. It's happened to us all. It's happened to us all. We've all had to frog. Marianne said, yes, I am. I am making a birthday card for my sister. You're crocheting a birthday card for your sister? Or are you making one? I'm sorry, my brain goes immediately to crochet. Like there's no other craft in the world but crochet. Christy said, did they not watch your video? Exactly. I mean, seriously, it's out there. I spent all that time making it. Why hasn't everybody watched it? Raquel says, okay, I gotta run tonight. Have a great night or a week. See you next week, Raquel. Thank you for dropping by. I agree, Christy. Everybody should watch that video. It's very clear. Oh, Marianne said not crochet. I realized that it was probably not crochet after it came out of my mouth, but seriously, my brain just immediately goes to crochet. Charlene said, I scrapbook card making, cross stitching, and crochet. Oh, and altar boxes. See, I used to embroider. I embroidered for a really long time as my primary craft. I used to do tapestry embroidery, but I haven't in a really, really long time. Probably 9 years I haven't embroidered. I've tried to pick it back up, but I can't. anymore for some. I mean, I can, but it just, my interest is not there anymore. Oh yes, make sure you give the video a thumbs up. I don't know what our ratio is this evening. Freaky said, question, why hit the bell twice? I see the word scrolling and that is there. Okay, so the issue is that YouTube cannot make up its mind how it wants to ensure that our subscribers know that we have uploaded a video. So there are two different settings on the bell. If you click it, it will tell you that it's either all or some of the notifications. If you don't click the all, then you will miss notifications. And I don't know how they decide what some notifications are, but for me and the people that I subscribe to, if I don't have it turned to all, then I just don't get notifications that the people that I want to watch have uploaded something. So that's why I tell you to click the bell twice. Kim Nelson said you will need a virtual list like Kim keeps on Chantel of things she doesn't like. Look, that whole video came to be because of the cluster stitch, people calling the cluster stitch and together stitches the same thing. And then within like the same week, it was all over the place in all kinds of Facebook groups. Everybody was calling popcorns and baubles and puff stitches all the same thing. And I'm like, what are you people talking about? They all look different. They're all worked completely different. What are you talking? So I made a video about it because I couldn't take it anymore. And I have a platform and it's my little corner of the internet, so I can do that. And that's what I did. But then while I was doing that video, I got lots of lashback because I was too stern with my delivery. It's like, look, that was like the 4th time that I recorded that. You would not have liked the first version if you think that that was too stern. Freaky said that's crazy. If you want notifications, you should get them all no matter what. We completely agree. But unfortunately, YouTube is always changing things. Always changing things. And they don't really let us know that they've changed things. It's just we hear from subscribers. You know, those of us who go live constantly, we hear from subscribers, you know, I didn't get a notification. I didn't get a notification that you were going live. And that's why, because they change things at random. So right now, you just have to click on the bell and make sure that it's set to all notifications. Darn Good Yarn has recycled silk yarns subscription box. Yes, they do. The issue that I have with Darn Good Yarn is that the yarn that they send out is more novelty yarn. And to me, it's not very usable for anything other than the pattern that you're getting in the subscription box. Like with my knit crate, I didn't care for the patterns this month. I haven't really cared for any of the patterns that I've seen. So I'm not going to be working them, but I can take that yarn and I can work it with another pattern. Most of the yarns that I have seen from Darn Good Yarn, they're like ribbon yarns or, you know, novelty yarns that are only going to work with a specific type of pattern, and that's not my preference. But if you're okay with that, and that's your thing, then it might be good for you. Freaky said nothing wrong with a good rant, even if it's stern. I didn't rant. See, that's I didn't feel like I was ranting at all. I was probably very stern because I was like, a together stitch decreases and a cluster doesn't. They're not the same thing. Kim said, oh, I had to watch your video about receiving Tim Tams after your live last week. It's hilarious. Look, I'm telling you. There were people, I filmed that in my vehicle in the post office parking lot because I knew what was going to be in there, and I could not wait until I got home to unbox it. I just couldn't. There was Tim Tams sitting there, and I was going to eat one right then. Anon said, hey, I love the channel. Quick question. I tried to crochet myself a better wife, but it just ended up leaving me just like the real thing. Well, that's a shame. I'm sure there's a tutorial out there somewhere if you didn't follow the pattern correctly. I miss the Tim Tams. I love Tim Tams. I really, really do. It's my favorite thing about Australia. I mean, I love all of you guys, all of the Aussies that come into the chat every week. I love all of you guys, but I would trade you all for Tim Tams. Oh, they're that great. I think it's just because it's not something that I have access to. I can't just go out and buy them. I have to be there. Becky said, I tried darn good yarn, but I did not like the yarn. I've heard that from a lot of people, but you know, there's a lot of people that like to use those specialty type yarns. I'm not one of them, but there are a lot of people that do like it. I have heard the woman that owns my local yarn store, she is absolutely addicted to the skirts that they sell. She wears them all the time, and those are very, very beautiful, and the quality of them is very, very nice. So that's something. Kim said the way you were looking around like someone was going to steal your Tim Tams from you. No, I didn't think that anybody was going to steal my Tim Tams from me. I was just sitting there in my car and people were walking past me as I'm talking to myself because they can't, the mount that I have for my phone that I was recording on, it's down on my console. So it's not above. So it's, I mean, it's crazy whenever people see you talking to a camera to begin with, but there I was eating Tim Tams in my car, people walking around, and I'm talking to myself. So I was looking a little bit crazy, and I knew that I was looking a little bit crazy to everybody else that was walking around, but if you make eye contact with them, they'll look away. That's what I was doing. I was looking at all the people that were walking past me so they would look away and stop judging me. Thank you, Michelle. Whew. Freaky's going to get the trash ready for tomorrow. Well, that doesn't sound like a fun gig. I love that it melted on your fingers at the end like it does with us in our heat. Yeah. Well, it's all chocolate, so it's going to. And I wasn't about to let it go to waste. I was not going to put it on a napkin. I say nay. Nay, nay. I kept those hidden from everybody, you know. I didn't share. Not a single one. And I rationed myself to one a day until they were gone. And I thought about having a funeral for the empty wrapper box when they were finally gone. It was a very depressing moment in my life. It was. It was very depressing. Oh. And now I'm starting to get depressed just thinking about not having them. That's a reason to go on the crochet cruise next year, huh? Tim Tams! That's a fib, not next year, the year after next, because next year I have to go to, I don't have to, next year I'm going to the Crochet Guild of America conference, and it will be way too close to the cruise date. So I won't be able to go on the cruise. Good night, Marilyn. By the way, the Crochet Guild of America's conference next year is in New Hampshire, Manchester. Dago said, I'm back, Stephanie. I just sent you a picture of the girl minion. Also had to go get my cell charger. Oh, I will check it out when we're finished streaming. And I will post it in the It's Crochet O'Clock Facebook group for you, since you don't have Facebook, so everybody else can see it. Rebecca has never had Tim Tams. You poor, poor soul. Rebecca, are you in the US? Okay, so here's the thing. For the people that are in the US, I know that I've said this several times, so if people have heard this before, I apologize. But I got a phone call one day because everybody knows my love for Tim Tams. It's not just you guys. Everybody in my life knows that I love me some Tim Tams. And I got a call from a friend one day that said, Stephanie, I'm at Walmart and I'm staring at Tim Tams. And I said, shut up. No, you're not. And then she sent me a picture and she was staring at Tim Tams. I about broke my neck trying to get out of my house to get to Walmart to get these Tim Tams. And I get there and I get them. And then I get home and I open them and I take a bite and they are not the same. They look the same on the wrapper on the outside, but they are not the same. So do not be fooled if you are, I mean, they're not bad. They're not bad cookies. They're decent cookies, but they're just not the same as Tim Tams. So if you happen to run into them in the store and you are not in Australia or New Zealand, they are not real Tim Tams. So do not be fooled. They're so great. Seriously. They're so fabulous. It's one of the best things about Australia. Love, love, love them. If you can find an Aussie friend to pair up with, they have, they don't get a lot of the candy that we take here in Australia for granted. They don't get a lot of that candy over there. Like Chantel showed us this big, huge, massive box that she went, there was like this one-day sale where they had all of these American-type candies over there. Things like malt balls, Whoppers. They don't get Whoppers over there. And just crazy candies over there. So maybe if you can find an Australian that will swap with you, you can send a bag of our candy over there and they can send you some Tim Tams. Oh. Rebecca said, I remember her box. Yeah. So, you know, maybe, you know, like in 5 months, whenever that box is gone, maybe Chantel would be willing to switch with you. Daigo said 23 viewing, but I only see 13 likes. Aw, hit the like button, guys. Interaction is important. YouTube doesn't care if it's a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Interaction is interaction. Leanne, did you go out when they had that special candy sale like Chantel did? And get candy? I'm trying to remember what all candies it was that she got that is just normal for us, because I was just flabbergasted. I was like, what? You guys don't have that over there? I want to say that there was something Reese's, but I don't know exactly what it was. I'm going to have to go back and find that live when she did it. It was probably like 6 weeks ago or something like that, maybe even 7. I don't know. Why? Where is Chantel today? Welcome back, Freaky. Leanne said, no, I'm sorry. I'm a weirdo that is missing a sweet tooth. Ugh, bless your heart. There are times when I wish that my sweet tooth would just go away. Life would be so much easier for me if I didn't have a sweet tooth. Have mercy. Although it is getting better with keto. It's getting a lot better with keto, but still. There are still days when I crave. Kim was just here just a couple of minutes ago. But Kim had to run out because she's got to go and get stuff for her son's Scout bake sale, I think she said it was. Am I an Elvis fan? No. No, not so much. I mean, like, I can appreciate looking at the young Elvis, but, and I recognize his music, but I don't go out purposely looking for Elvis. Is there something that I do that makes you think of Elvis? My sweet tooth enjoys honey and bananas. I can just think of what else I enjoy. Maybe a biscuit that has nuts in it. Yeah, that's not me. I want all the sweets. Right now, it's carrot cake. I want carrot cake so bad I can't stand myself, but I can't have it. You said have mercy. Is have mercy something that Elvis used to say? I didn't even realize. I always say have mercy. I think it might have been Reese's Peanut Cups, Kim. I think, because I remember something Reese's that it might have been Reese's Pieces too that they didn't have over there. Oh, root beer float. Thank goodness the fair is next week. The fair is here next week, and it's a very, very tiny fair because I live in a very, 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 very tiny town. But there is always this one vendor that has the best sarsaparilla I have ever have, and I make myself ill drinking sarsaparilla. Oh, Jaja with coconut cookies. I wish I could indulge with you, but I'm allergic to coconut. Unfortunately. It's such a bummer. Coconut cookies here are called macarons. Macarons are a different thing in different areas. Becky said, now I want a root beer float. So do I. Lord. Why do we always get on sweets? How does that even happen? Whose fault is it this week? Last week we spent like 45 minutes talking about sweet stuff. Not that it, I mean, we enjoy it. But it hurts us sometimes. I think we all might end up gaining weight. Yeah, sweets are foods. Exactly. Oh, there was something food related that I need to start taking notes during the week because I think about things and I'm like, oh, they're going to get a kick out of this. And then by the time I sit down on Tuesday, it's gone. I can't remember what it was that I was going to tell you guys. Ugh. I just said I think it starts with Tim Tams. It's always starting with Tim Tams. Aw, Daigo's got the stuff to make root beer floats. That's horrible, Daigo. I thought we were friends. How weird was it about the lemon? Oh, for you guys that are not in the Facebook group, so when was it, yesterday? It was either yesterday or the day before. What was it, like 2 weeks ago? We were talking about my crazy craving for lemon because I don't normally like lemon anything. But since I've gone keto, I've been craving lemon. So we had this whole discussion about lemon, and I learned things, you know, like that my body might be needing and all of that. But I never went and I never typed into Google researching, you know, what we spoke about in here or anything like that. I opened up my email box yesterday, and there's this advertisement for me to go to this website to learn things about how lemon water can benefit my body. I don't understand where it came from. Because the only thing I've ever done is talk about it here in a live chat. That's it. I haven't typed it into Facebook. I haven't spoke about it on Messenger to anybody. I haven't posted on my own Facebook. No, nothing. And poof, there it is in my email. That was very strange. Oh, Ida said, oh, I get it now. Okay. Thank you, Freaky. Thank you, Ida. It started with the Tim Tams, so it was Kim Nelson's fault because she brought up the Tim Tams. Big Brother's watching over you. Big Brother is listening. Has to be listening because I seriously haven't typed anything about it. So Big Brother has to be listening to me somehow. It's very strange. I was just kind of taken back when I opened up the email and I saw that. I was like, because, you know, it's one thing to, you know, Google something and then go back to Facebook and see ads for it there. It's one thing for that to happen, but when I haven't actively searched for something and I've only spoken about it and then it just turns up in my email, that's a whole different animal. Big brothers are okay when they're not picking on you. That's true. I kind of do feel like I've been picked on. It's kind of like somebody's laughing at me, going, hey, you still haven't started drinking lemon water. So, here's an email to remind you to do so. Weird. So weird. Dum dum. Yay, there's another square. How many am I up to now? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Yay, only 6 more. Freaky said if not showing up in an email, then on your Facebook wall. Well, I mean, you know, the whole Facebook thing, like, we all already know about that anyways. Like, the minute that I Google for a Sock Monkey coffee mug, all of a sudden, all my ads on my Facebook are showing me Sock Monkey coffee mugs. We all get that. We all know that that happens. But I didn't Google anything about lemon water. I didn't talk to anybody. I never typed anything out about lemon water. So how does my email know that I need lemon water? Mm-hmm. My cup has ears. Kim said, yes, it was me watching your video. No, it was in my Yahoo email. Hello, Aunt Jean Ann. Talking about lemongrass. Her and I went on a hunt when we were in St. Augustine to find lemongrass tea. It was a big old thing. Yes, it was really weird. Very, very, very strange. Oh, I thought I was miscounting. Sometimes Yahoo can be as spooky as Gmail for knowing what you're thinking. You ain't lying. Do you like the tea? That's great. I wonder if I'm going to start getting more emails about lemon water now that I've spoken about it again to you guys. So strange. So very, very strange. For those of you who do not know, Jean Taylor is my Aunt Jean Ann. She's one of my favorites. I just said lemon water will now haunt you. Yes, that's true. Your tea turned blue? That's weird. Alexa, didn't you post a picture? Was that you that posted a picture of crocheting on the beach on St. Augustine? I think it was you, because I think you posted like the day after I got home or something, and I was like, no, I was just there. Oh, that's right, it did have blueberries in it. Okay. Blue tea, quick, say something to cheer it up. It was a neat little tea shop that we found in St. Augustine. They had all kinds of spices and stuff. It was a very neat place. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed their air conditioning even more, because it was kind of warm out. Not as warm as it could have been, but it was kind of warm out. Oh, Daigo must like blueberries. She got very excited there for a second. Everybody's having cat issues this evening. Everybody's cats are bothering them. Bless your hearts. Come on, get through there. Let's see, what else was there that I wanted to talk about? We got the lemon stuff out. We talked about Granny Square Day. Oh. Okay, so it wasn't Alexa. Okay, Alexa, so there were 3 of us that were in St. Augustine at basically the same time. All of us. Okay, look. My Aunt Jean Ann comes in here and she's going to rub stuff in my face. She said I need to post a picture of the gates of St. Augustine, because we took a picture in front of the gates of St. Augustine, of course, because that's what you do. And now she's eating Georgia peaches. Green with envy. Freaky doesn't need to go to the gym. No, not with how much Freaky's been running up and down the stairs today. Well, we didn't all connect because I didn't know that they were going to be there. Like, one other member of the Facebook group posted a picture. She was crocheting on the beach at St. Augustine, and Alexa just said that she was there. So I didn't know that they were there in St. Augustine, or I would have made an effort to meet up with them. Alexa said, I started the leaf line shawl on Ravelry and have been working rigorously on that. I am using the yarn from June's Knit Crate. What colorway did you get in your June Knit Crate? No, I do not want to talk about the Vidalia onions with you. I saw the picture. I don't want to talk about it. Have any of you guys ever had a Vidalia onion? They're so fabulous. Kim said, did you have a particular crochet join when you're attaching your granny squares as the border? I don't know what I'm going to do yet. I have not gotten there. I will figure it out when I get there. I don't know yet. I don't know if I'm going to make a little border and then attach the granny squares to the border, in which case my count's going to be off. No. Okay, my count will be off. So no, I am not going to make a border and then attach the grannies. I don't know yet. I don't know. Jaja said, I'm going to Myrtle Beach in September. Myrtle Beach is fun. It used to be a lot more fun before they tore down the boardwalk, but it's still fun. Yes, Vidalia onions are the best. Oh, Alexa got the yellow one. Oh no. No! I only did 2 on my last one. Mercy. I got all distracted. Oh. Leanne said we don't get those onions in Oz. I've seen a lot in recipes from you guys. They are, Leanne, I'm telling you, they are the most wonderful onions. I used to eat them like apples. That's how much I love them. There we go. Okay, that's better. No idea what a Vidalia is. Okay, so there is a town in Georgia called Vidalia, and it's surrounded by onion fields. So anyway, they're very, very, very sweet onions. Very big, big, sweet onions. Huge onions. I forget where you live, Freaky, but I mean, I know that all across the South, they're a big thing because you're close to Georgia. Which colorway did I receive? I got the, I think in June, I got the teal one. I think that's the one that I got. Sweet onions for sweet people. Yes. Yes, Leanne, that's it. They're very big and they have white colored flesh. Hey, I did not do this, Ida. Ida says Stephanie always starts talking about food, then she tries to blame someone else. That's not true. Kim Nelson brought up the Tim Tams earlier. My Aunt Jean Ann brought up peaches and Vidalia onions. It was not me. I'm simply going along with the course of chat. Yes, Vidalia onions are very good for bloomin' onions. Ugh. Mercy. A moment of silence. Out of respect. Y'all really don't know what you're missing if you've never had a Vidalia onion. They really are good. We have sweet onions here where I live, but they're very small and the taste of them are nothing compared to a Vidalia. Okay, we gotta do fried green tomatoes and then we are done. Lord, Leanne, look at what you're doing. That's kind of awful. Lucky for you, I've had fried green tomatoes in recent weeks, so I'm not nearly as bad as I could be. But just a warning, Just a couple more months and I'll be right back to craving it really bad. Alexa said that's the one I was hoping for, but they're all beautiful. You know, I don't look at spoilers because I don't want to know what's coming in the box, so I never know what I'm actually getting in my knit crate. Because, like you, I would hope for something, and then I would not get it. I would get something else, so I don't ever look at spoilers. Freaky said, I don't like cooked tomatoes, but my mother loved them. You know what, Freaky? Fried green tomatoes are horrible. You don't want any of them. None of them at all. In fact, you know what? I'll take one for the team, and you won't have to worry about eating any of your portion. Okay? I'll do that for you because I am such a good friend. Oh. Let's see. Jaja said, now I need to try fried green tomatoes. You really do. You really should. They're fabulous. Amy brought those home too from the farmer's market. I know. I saw the picture. I saw the back of her SUV loaded down with all the farmer market goodies. So jealous. Kim Nelson says, hit the like button. Yes, don't forget to hit the like button. Freaky said, I've watched a few Knit Crate box openings and they are not all the same color-wise. Nope, they're not. There's normally like 4 different colorways. Jillian said, I have been loving Knit Crate. It has challenged me to use new colors and yarn weights. That's the other good thing about it is you get yarns in it that you wouldn't normally choose for yourself. Freaky said, if I hit the like button again, it takes away my like. Okay, no, don't do that. If you've already hit it, then thank you. But don't hit it again. Oh. Yes, with Zatarans. Fried green tomatoes coated in Zatarans. Yummy, yummy, yummy. Kim Nelson said, I made the most delicious pineapple fritters. So funny, my sister gave me a 9.5 out of a 10 and my friend gave me an 11 out of 10. Pineapple fritters. Alexa said, on my Instagram, I'm followed to Knit Crate, who will give you spoilers, and I can't avoid it. You will have to, you'll have to remind me if you're not in the Facebook group, Alexa, because I will not forget, or I'll not remember after the live chat, because we still have 40 more minutes of live chat. I will definitely forget. Or you can just add me. Crochet O'Clock, I think. It's Crochet O'Clock. I'm there. Are you guys working on grannies to post for tomorrow? Granny Day. Sisters have to be mean so you'll do better next time. Sisters do not have to be mean. What is a pineapple fritter? I'm not going to be able to sleep tonight. Will you please explain what a pineapple fritter is? Is it kind of like an apple fritter to us in the U.S.? Because I love apple fritters. Lord, I'm hungry. I'm so hungry. It's supposed to be a crochet channel. We always end up on food, though. Thank you. I would appreciate it. And if you could post the recipe, that would be great, because I know that my Aunt Jean Ann is getting ready to ask for the recipe, so I will pass it on to her because she's not in our Facebook group. It's not pine cones mixed in. Did I say pine cones? Did I say pine cones instead of pineapples? Yes, you could. You could crochet and talk at the same time. I've never even heard of a pineapple fritter, Leanne, so I'm just gonna say yes, that they are. A slice of pineapple, shallow pan, fried in a batter. Huh, so it's not like our apple fritters. Because our apple fritters, we chop up pieces of apples and then you put them into the batter that has, you know, like cinnamon and sugar and all of that good stuff in it, and then you drop them into, you like scoop out like a scoop of it and then drop it into the grease and fry it. So it's not chunks of pineapple, it's sliced pineapple. Okay. I'm not saying that, Freaky. I'm not going to read your comment. It is quite difficult to crochet and think and talk and follow conversation at the same time. That's why I have to have a moderator, just in case anything gets wonky. Because I can only handle doing so many things at once. I'm thinking about fried pineapple. Lord. I'm just hungry, y'all. Just plain old hungry. Oh, we got off on a tangent of food, and I forgot to tell you guys, was getting ready to tell you guys, the Crochet Guild of America's conference next year is, I think it's the second week of July in Manchester, New Hampshire. And from what I hear, it is fabulous. So, if any of you guys want to plan to go, not the Aussies, of course, because it would be far too expensive for you guys to travel here for it. But if you're in the US and you want to go, I will be there with my cousin, probably, because she has demanded. And who am I to deny her? I'm really excited about going. I'm excited about all of the classes that's going to be there and all of the people that will be there. I know that Sandy Walker is definitely going. For those of you that are in the Facebook group, she is the one that does all of the Tunisian crochet. She will definitely be there. And I believe that Emma from Pip and Poppycock is going to be going as well. Not quite certain, still have to talk to her about it when she gets back from her vacation, but I'm pretty sure she's going to go as well. Rebecca said, I have only had an hour and a half of sleep. Bless your heart. You should be in bed. That's not fun. That's not fun at all. Oh, today, Aunt Jean Ann, it was your first day back at school officially. Happy first day of school for you. My Aunt Jean Ann is a librarian. And today was her first day back at school. Freaky said, what sleep? I've had those days. I was like that this weekend. I didn't want to stop in the middle of a project, and by the time I got to the end of the project where I could go to sleep, I had caught like a second or a third wind. So I would start another project, and then I would start to get tired, but I didn't want to stop in the middle of that project. It was a very vicious circle, you guys. Oh, Ida, you're allergic to perfumes? That's not fun. How do you go outside? Bless your heart. Leanne asked, did Marley Bird and Tamara Kelly run this year's fashion parade for the Guild, or am I thinking of something else? I think that you are correct. I believe that they did run the fashion parade this year because they did a live broadcast before it happened, and they gave away their goodie bags from that evening. They gave those away in the Facebook chat, and they had to leave. They ended the chat and they had to leave because they had to go and get ready because they were presenting. Oh. Well, happy early first day. Poor Ida. I'm so bummed that you can't go. You would probably really, really enjoy it. That's not long enough of a tail. I would promise not to wear perfume around you, but I can't control everybody else. Oh, I'm so sorry, Ida. Kim Nielsen said, I have a newfound love for librarians. On my last holiday, my daughter's librarian gifted me a ton of American cotton in massive skeins. Ooh. Good evening, Gloria. You know, it's weird. I see people, I just saw someone posting a picture the other day. I don't know what country they live in, but their son had gone to the US and he returned and he took her a whole suitcase of Red Heart Super Saver. And she was so excited to get Red Heart Super Saver because it's like $9 a skein for them wherever it was that she was at. And it's just so strange because, like, I'm going crazy wishing that I could walk into a big box store and buy things like Stylecraft. And everybody else is wanting Red Heart and Sugars and Lilies and Cream cotton. And I'm like, ugh. Alexa said the 20th will be my first day of school for 11th grade in high school. That's going to be fun. My daughter starts her college classes the 22nd. Back to school, back to school. Tristan started yesterday. Yesterday was his first day. And what do you know? This morning, second day of school, we get a phone call. I forgot my instrument at home. Can you bring it to me? Now, you knew today was your first day of band. Oh, so already it begins. Do you think you and your cousin could do a sneaky live or two next year for us at It's Crochet O'Clock? I am positive that we can do that for you at some point. When I go to the convention, I will do lives for everybody. I will have to download software for my phone. I don't want to take, I might not be able to take my whole setup. I will take my laptop with me, but I don't think that I will take my overhead camera because I don't want it to get broken because I don't want to spend money to replace it. So you might just get just us sitting there maybe we can, if Emma goes from Pip and Poppycock, maybe we can sit with her too. And then there's Sandy, and I'll try to get in with as many people as I can. Dum, dum, dum. Sherry said, my colleagues and I go back to open the kitchen at our school on the 27th. Oh, wow. Your schools must be starting a lot later than everybody else's. Kim Nelson said, I came home from my daughter's house with a whole suitcase too. I have a new pattern and I'm working on and naming it after the librarian. It's called The Basic Bridget. That's funny. Leanne said, my daughter is teaching. It's her first year. I'm so proud of her. Aw, my cousin is a teacher. My Aunt Jean Ann's youngest daughter is a teacher. Leanne said, that would be awesome and exciting. I will do my very best. It might be sporadic. I might not be able to plan them because I don't know what the schedule will be like, but I will do my very best. For those of us in New York, school doesn't start until after Labor Day. School always used to start for me when I was younger after Labor Day too. I don't know. They're just starting earlier and earlier and earlier. Why am I starting a colored center? Because I have two different patterns of squares going on and I'm alternating going between them. So I have an even number of squares. That's why. Oh! See? My Aunt Jean Ann jinxed me. I was doing so well. Oh. Thank you. Rebecca. Oh, Lord have mercy. I was all into the chat. We was talking about school. We was talking about conference. And there I was starting a new square. Lord have mercy. Thank you, really, for saying something. So I'd have been like, I'd have gotten off chat or I would have finished with that square and I've been like, where'd this come from? What's going on with this? Leanne, some places have a full summer off for school and other places have year-round schedules. When I was going to school in my town, we had summers off, but now in my town, it's year-round school. But there's a lot of other places that only have, that still only have summer. Just depends on where you live and what the school district is doing. Aunt Jean Ann said our school gets out before Memorial Day, but we do have a couple of hurricane days added in. Yep, that's a factor. I don't think I could do year-round. That would be torture. It's not so bad because like every 9 weeks, they get like 2 weeks off of school. And then for your summer break, they either get like 3 or 4 weeks off consecutively, but it's not like the full 8 weeks of summer. They actually get more time off whenever they do the year-round school, I think, than when they have traditional calendars. Ida said, I live in Alabama and the school district we live in isn't very good, so I now homeschool. Whew. Lots of respect for you. I have lots of respect for teachers because I could not deal with other people's children. Leanne said, we work in terms with 2 weeks off between them, then 6 to 8 weeks off over the Christmas period. Yes, but you guys, Christmas is in your summer over there, so that's like a summer break. It's kind of like the same for our year round. Sherry said we have to have 185 days in school. I don't know how many we have to have. Whew. How many did I say I was at? Lordy. That's not including when school is called off due to snowstorms and ice storms. I didn't have that problem where I was growing up. I had hurricanes. Hurricane evacuation, tropical storms coming in, and it was too dangerous for the school buses to drive. They would cancel school, which was awesome until it got to the summer and you didn't get out on time because you had to make up those days. Which is not fun. Need to stretch. My back is starting to hurt again. Oh, North Carolina. We're kind of like neighbors. I love South Carolina. It's too expensive to live in, but I love it. It's beautiful. I just said we don't get snow days for homeschooling. That's funny. Poor kids. But I'm sure you let them go out and play in the snow, don't you? Aunt Jean Ann! Oh, Leanne's gonna see that. We were talking about planning a crochet retreat for the Pip and Poppycock crew and the It's Crochet O'Clock crew. And it was not going to be a cruise or anything like that, but we were planning a retreat that would be affordable for the normal person. But the time that we would have to do it, because both of us have children that are younger, that are in school, the time that we would have to do it, it's too close to the time of when the convention would be for the Crochet Guild. So we can't do it. We have to relook at other things because going to the convention is really super important and both of us need to go there. It's okay, Aunt Jean Ann. Leanne said, do you have School of the Air like we do for our remote living children? Some districts have online schooling where they can attend their classes online if they would like. I am in New Mexico currently, Alexa, but I'm from South Carolina. I just said, oh yeah, we go play. School only takes them a couple hours at most. That's good. What part of Pennsylvania do you live in, Alexa? My dad lives in Pittsburgh. Woo, Sherry is in Vermont. Nancy's in Texas. Howdy, neighbor. Although that's kind of broad considering how big Texas is. Good night, Freaky. It was good to see you. Will we see you tomorrow, or do you have darts tomorrow? Ivy said, do you any of you ladies crochet with arthritis? I made myself an open-topped thumb cover to keep my knuckles warm. It has a wristband to keep it on. I do not have arthritis. I cannot answer that. Leanne said, oh, a retreat is so what I need anywhere, anytime, as long as there is no planes. I have control issues and I just cry and cry and cry on those nasty planes. Well, maybe if, you know, they're doing like cruises every 6 months or so. So maybe try and work something into where, but it's so expensive for us to get over to you guys to go on those crochet cruises, or the Australian ones. It's just like $2,400 just to fly there, and then you have to pay for the cruise, and they're long cruises, so it would end up being like a $5,000 vacation before you even walked out of your front door without any extras or anything like that. So that's expensive. Aunt Jean said, I would like to take turns visiting. Everyone sounds delightful. I would love to go to Australia and meet up with everybody. We were talking about that last week. Because the cruise ship that they use for the crochet cruises, right now it's leaving out of Sydney, but they are switching where its home port will be. So next year its home port will be out of Brisbane, which is super close to a lot of the people that come into the chat. So we would be able to have a meetup, but it's just spending $5,000 just to go. Mercy. It's a lot of money. And I'll never get asked to teach because I don't design my own pattern, so there's no chance of me teaching on the cruise and getting that type of help. Alexa said, I live about an hour away from Pittsburgh near the Ohio border. That's close. We have lots of people in the It's Crochet O'Clock group from Texas. Lots of people. The problem is Texas is so big. You know, like I could go to Dallas. Dallas is a 5.5 hour drive for me to get to. But, you know, it could be like 12-hour drive for somebody else to go there for a meet and greet. So it's like, where do you choose? You know, I could go to Houston because there's a couple people from It's Crochet O'Clock that live in Houston, but then it's such a far drive for everybody else. It's crazy. Come do something in North Carolina. We were looking at North Carolina when we were seriously talking about doing the retreat. We were looking at North Carolina as one of the possible places to do the retreat. So you were on our radar. Kim Nelson said an Australia holiday for y'all would be amazing. I'm sure everybody in Australia in the groups would put you up in our homes. Aw, that would be very sweet. And very welcome, because if I wanted to hang out with everybody, because everybody probably wouldn't go on the crochet cruise, because I know that Chantel said that she would go on the cruise, but I would still want to spend, you know, like a couple days in town just to be able to meet up with everybody and not have to rush to get on a cruise boat or rush to a plane or something like that. I just said it would be cool if they had a way to win a round trip ticket for the cruise. Yeah, that would be really nice. Nancy said, I'm actually in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. It's a big area, and there's a lot of places where we could do a meet and greet there. It's just that, you know, Texas is so big that it would still be a great distance to travel for a lot of people. See? There's Daigo. Daigo's in Dallas. There's lots of people in Texas. But you know, I only have one subscriber that I know of in Lubbock. I am 2 hours from Lubbock, and I'm 2 hours from Amarillo. Is where I am. And oddly enough, everybody's always popping up saying that they're in Texas, but they're never in one of those. I do have one subscriber, but she doesn't come into the live chats, that lives in Lubbock. I met with her the last time I was in Lubbock, and that was neat. There's a couple people in Florida too. Leanne said, I read somewhere once that we have cattle properties in Australia bigger than Texas. Is that a thing? I don't know why that stuck for some trivia. I might have to check that out. I don't know. Texas is pretty stinking big. Texas is a massive, massive chunk of land. Kim Nelson said, we could feed dolphins if they are around. Well, actually, feed the brim and the mama dolphins bring their babies into the marina where I live. Well, for me, I was actually raised on the ocean, so dolphins are nothing new for me. And I know all of the other stuff that lives in your Australian water, and I don't want to get close to it. Lord, killer jellyfish. Everything in Australia wants to kill you. You do have a lot of great whites. There's a lot of great whites there. You know, I was, where? I was watching something on Shark Week. There is an island that is, like this big island that is south of Australia. It's in between Australia and Antarctica. And apparently it's like a pupping ground for great whites. And they just recently discovered it. Hello, Christy from New Zealand. Australia really does. If there were 10 deadly animals on the whole planet, 9 of them would be in Australia. No joke. And huntsman spiders. I can't handle spiders, period. And huntsman spiders, just, they're not afraid of you. They are not afraid of you. And they're in the cities, and they're just everywhere. Oh. Oh my god, bugs, yuck. Ugh. I don't like it. The last time I was in Australia, I remember that they actually had to pull everybody out of the water, and you couldn't go into the ocean because the jellyfish were so bad and so many people had gotten so severely hurt. And then even though they had these big old nets out there, I'm sure the Australians know what I'm talking about, but they had these huge nets out around the around the area where people could swim, and it still wasn't doing any good. Like the jellyfish were still getting in and hurting people. Oh. Yeah, spiders are not fun. Spiders are not fun. And then Kim had to go, not Kim Nelson, the other Kim, had to go and post a picture of a spider book that she got for her son. And I was like, okay, so I feel the need to point out that I unfriended my very best friend of like 15 years on Facebook because she would not stop tagging me in spider stuff. I'm just saying that that's a thing. That I will do, because I can't handle spiders. I can't even handle seeing pictures of them. I don't know how I live here, because there is this thing called tarantula mating season, and it's a real thing. It's horrible. Kim said that most of the popular beaches have shark nets. Oh, so those aren't for the jellyfish? I thought that they were for the jellyfish. How are those nets going to keep out great white? Because I've seen Jaws. How is it going to keep them out? I'm confused. Are they metal nets? Charlene said we kept golden orbs to keep other spiders away. Golden orbs look scary but harmless, but their webs are sharp. But I'm glad to be back in New Zealand. Ugh. I don't like it. I don't like it. Australia's creatures are very, very deceptive. Like, everybody thinks that koalas are all cute and cuddly and all of that, and koalas are mean. Koalas are horribly mean. They don't want to hug you. They want to eat your face off. They don't like you. Kangaroos will hurt you. Very much bad. Will hurt you. All the things that you think are cute and fuzzy. They want to eat your face. Jean said, I'm familiar with Lake Placid, a couple hours south of Jacksonville. That's because Daigo has a sister in Lake Placid. Thank you for reiterating that I don't like spiders, Aunt Jean. They all know. It's on my list. I don't know how. I think I probably brought it up, talking about all of the deadly things in Australia. Kim Nelson said they usually keep out the bull sharks, tiger, etc. They are regularly entangled the migratory whales at the moment. Well, bull sharks are mean, so that's good. Bull sharks will hurt you. But it's sad for the whales. Sherry lived in Jacksonville, Florida for 7 years. Ooh, where's our other Florida people? I haven't seen my other Florida people in here this evening. Jean Ann said they're wild animals, not pets, just like the foolish people that mess with the bison in Yellowstone. Lord, have mercy. People just lack common sense, y'all. No common sense at all. We need to go out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Woo! Only 4 more to go. That means 1 more week of making granny squares, and then we can move on to the next step. Yay! Well, it's almost time to cut off, and I am hungry because I didn't eat dinner before I came in here and started live chat. Wasn't there a funeral for common sense the other week? Yes. Yes, there was. And apparently there needs to be another one. Kim Nelson said, I have a photo where there was this massive 6-foot male kangaroo just on the corner of the street up the road from my place in suburbia. I had to pull over. You know what? I saw a video today of this whole, I don't know what you call a group of kangaroos, and I'm not even going to try because I don't want y'all to laugh at me, but there was this massive horde of kangaroos that just was hopping, running, galloping, whatever it is that they do, past this person's office, and they were videoing it. And I mean, there must have been like 30 or 40 of them. A mob. Okay, a mob of that's exactly what it looked like too. It was a mob. Ugh. It was kind of scary. I'm glad that nobody was outside when that was happening because they had a purpose. They were moving. Quickly moving. Hey, Susan. We're about ready to cut off. I'm sorry that you came in late, but the replay of this will be up, and you just have to give it a little bit of time to render on YouTube servers, and then the replay will be up. I'm so glad that we were helpful for you, Daigo. Kim said, we are in a massive drought and the kangaroos are eating all the grass. They are in massive mobs at the moment. Yeah, that's exactly what was going on. Dum dum. Okie dokie, you guys. It's time to go. I'm very, very sorry, but don't forget that Fiberific does live chats at the same exact time. She'll be doing it tomorrow over on the Fiberific channel. We won't have a Pippin Poppycock live chat this week because she is on vacation, but I will be back next Tuesday at the very, very same time as always. And I will see you then. I love you, Aunt Jean Ann. Bye, guys.